Welcome to my class. Today you will be baking pear tart with me. Let's bake. To make a pear tart, the first thing we're going to do is the sweet pastry. We call it tart dough. So now we have some ingredients. We have butter, flour, icing sugar, salt, and whole eggs. So first, we add in the butter and all the dry ingredients. So except the eggs, the rest we put it together in the mixer. And we're going to use a paddle. First we put it in the machine and start with low speed. It's going to take maybe 5 minutes mixing until you see the entire mixture is slightly turned to yellow. In the beginning we start with low speed. After it turns crumbly, then only we go for medium speed. The method we use now, we call it rub-in method. This method, it won't fluffy the mixture, so it's good for tart dough. Okay, now I slowly turn it faster. After the mixture turns yellowish, then you can slow down the speed and add in the eggs. You can add in everything one shot and switch to medium speed until it totally forms up to become a dough. Once you see it form up a dough, then you can stop the machine. So you will see that it becomes slightly sticky, like a dough texture. This is the texture that we're looking for. After you form up a dough, this is it. So I get ready 2 pieces of parchment paper and 1 rolling pin and 2 stainless steel bar, which is 3 mm thickness. So now I put the paper on the top and I slightly press it and I turn to this side. I slot into stainless steel bar and I roll it with my rolling pin. After it goes slightly longer, like rectangle, then we turn to the other side. Try to make it round so it's easy for us. Okay, now I got a perfect 3 mm thickness. Now I'll put this into the fridge and chill for 5 minutes. While chilling the tart dough, we can make a pastry cream for the Frangipane. Now these are the ingredients. We have fresh milk, butter, sugar, salt, custard powder, egg yolk, and vanilla essence. First, pour in all the fresh milk inside the hot pot with butter, sugar, and salt. Then we on the heat. And on the other hand, add in the custard powder with egg yolk. And vanilla essence together. So get a whisk, stir it manually. Just mix well the powder and the egg yolk. Until this texture, then you may stop. It will turn a little sticky. Then you can leave it one side. And then we check whether the mixture is boiling. We need to boil the mixture, we pour it to temper the egg yolk later. Once it starts boiling, then you can remove from the heat, pour in a little bit in the mixture. And then you use the whisk to stir it well. Don't be panicked. because the egg yolk already mixed up with the powder, it won't overcook. So after you mix everything, then we'll need to pour it into the pot. So stir everything inside and then stir it well. Now we bring back to the heat. We switch to medium heat and keep stirring. You will see that the mixture getting thick very fast because the egg yolk is started to cook. In this part, you need to stir very fast so that the texture will become smooth and shiny. But we need to cook it a little more because that is to evaporate all the moisture so that the mixture can last longer and the texture is better. Keep stirring so that it won't have lumps inside. Okay, now I increase the heat a little bit and continue stir it. Okay, until my mixture getting bubbly. Once it starts bubbling, then we have to stir even more faster. Okay, once it reaches this kind of texture, then you may stop. You will see that it becomes thick, like a cream texture. Then this is ready. Okay, after 5 minutes chilling, you will realize the dough is being flexible. So like this. So now we're going to put inside the ring that I am prepared. So you just put inside. Everything fold in. Then only we start line the dough. Now I'm going to trim off the excess. So the excess you may keep it in the fridge and do another dough. Then you may press it using your thumb and keep turning the ring. Okay. This is the step that we need to flatten all the dough in an equal thickness. After all the thickness has even, then you may use this knife to trim off the excess. While you're trimming off the excess, actually you can see whether the thickness is even or not. And then you can final touch up a little bit. So after it's done, then I'll prepare a baking tray. I'll transfer it on. To make a tart, we need to blind bake the tart shell. So now I'm going to blind bake the tart shell. So this is the baked bean. I will put the baked bean inside the tart. To ensure the entire tart is cooked, that's why we need to half bake the tart shell. We call it blind bake. So this baked bean, we need to fulfill it so that it will maintain the shape. So after fulfill, now I'm going to put in the oven, 180 degree, around 20 minutes. While we're baking the tart, we can prepare the frangipane. In frangipane, we need two ingredients. One is almond cream and pastry cream. Now we have butter, ground almond, sugar, and whole egg. First, I'm going to put butter, ground almond, and sugar. And I use a paddle, put in a mixer, and start whip it off. Okay, this one it might take around 5 minutes because you need to make it fluffy. In the beginning, we use low speed. After mix up, then we switch to medium speed. After a few minutes, you will see the mixture start getting pale. Now we switch to low speed and add in the eggs slowly. Make sure the eggs is fully emulsified together, then only we add in the next batch. So I divide into 4 times to add in. Okay, after finish adding, I stop the machine and I scrape the side. It's to ensure the entire mixture mix well. In this case, I can take out the pastry cream that I made just now. So I'm going to add in the pastry cream little by little. Now I switch to medium speed. Okay, once it mixed well, then it's complete. So this is frangipane. What is the difference of frangipane and pastry cream and almond cream? Frangipane is actually a combination of both, so the texture is slightly moister than compared with almond cream. So this is it. Now we have a tart which is already baked, and I remove the ring and the big bin. And on the other hand, I have a piping bag which is filled up frangipane. So I'm going to pipe inside the tart shell. So every time we pipe in the tart shell, make sure it's 50% only, because the mixture is going to rise up when you bake in the oven. Okay, like this is enough. I have prepared some canned pear over here. Okay, why we use canned pear instead of using fresh pear? If you use canned pear, because canned pear all the way long it has been soaked in syrup, the texture is slightly softer than fresh pear. If you want to use fresh pear, also possible, but you need to cook a simple syrup, then poach it overnight. Then only you can get the same texture like canned pear. Fresh pear, if you use fresh pear direct, bake it, it will turn brown very fast. So preferable to use canned pear. So now I'm going to slice it into thin slice. And then you remove the first part and the ending part. So take the whole thing and then press it on. After putting the pear inside the tart, I'm going to bake it 180 degrees around 20 to 25 minutes. Now our pear tart is ready. So you may prepare some neutral glaze and brush it on top so it looks more shiny. So it's to prevent the dryness